This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy today, on July the 14th, Bastille Day, is Conor McGregor. Yes, that's him losing his match just last weekend to Dustin Poirier because his ankle snapped for some reason. Basically, Conor McGregor is 33 years old. Okay, he's not that old. He's a former featherweight and lightweight champion and number 5 in the lightweight rankings. At UFC 194, he beat Jose Aldo for the featherweight championship by a knockout in 13 seconds. And then when he won the lightweight title a while later, he became the first fighter in UFC history to hold titles in 2 weight divisions simultaneously, being featherweight and lightweight. In his debut professional boxing match, he was taken out by Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's basically been a good pay-per-view draw in MMA history. His headline bout with Khabib in UFC 229 drew 2.4 million buys. His boxing match had 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. He was basically the world's highest paid athlete by 2021 with $180 million. So anyway, he was born in Ireland. He actually had a few good matches, and then the UFC decided to sign him to a contract after Dana White made a trip to Dublin. It was inundated with requests to sign McGregor to the UFC. He was only the second Irishman to compete for UFC. He made his UFC debut against Marcus Brimage at a UFC on Field TV thing and KO'd him. McGregor was supposed to face someone else at UFC Fight Night 26, but the fighter pulled out injury. It was replaced by eventual UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway. McGregor won easily. However, McGregor tore his ACL and would be out for about 10 months. So McGregor fought Diego Brandao at the O2 in Dublin, Ireland, and he won. And then he basically would have it. His first match with Dustin Poirier was all the way back in 2014, which was like, what the hell? So anyway, at UFC 178, McGregor would hit a left hook behind Poirier's ear, basically stunning Poirier and forcing referee Herb Dean to step in. At 146 in the first round, Poirier finally lost via KO or TKO, and McGregor got a second straight Performance of the Night award. He would fight in the interim featherweight championship July 11, 2015 at UFC 189. The UFC decided to increase the promotional budget for the event. Unfortunately, as basically McGregor and Elder would go on a 12-day world tour to talk about this fight and all that. Aldo had suffered a rib fracture and had to pull out just a few weeks before the fight. McGregor would have to fight Chad Mendes for the interim featherweight belt. McGregor's entrance song was actually sung live by Sinead O'Connor. McGregor TKO'd Mendes and did it. However, there would be a featherweight unification bout December 12th, 2015 as McGregor would face Jose Aldo. This time they would fight each other. Fortunately, Conor McGregor would win the fight 13 seconds into the first round. Basically winning it. It was the fastest knockout in a title bout in UFC history, still is. McGregor wanted to move up to the lightweight division after easily taking down Aldo. and become the dual weight champion. So the UFC said that McGregor would face Rafael dos Anjos March of 2016. But Anjos had to withdraw from the fight after breaking his foot. Nate Diaz decided to fight McGregor on 2 weeks' notice. And all that. The fight happened. All that. Worst part for Conor was that Diaz got him with a rear naked choke and submitted him. Both competitors were given fight of the night bonuses. You know. He had a rematch with Nate Diaz at UFC 200. But because he failed to fulfill media obligations related to the fight, he was yanked. And then they moved the fight to UFC 202. McGregor would get the rematch through majority decision, though. And then November of 2016, he beat Eddie Alvarez to get the dual weight championship, as in he had UFC championships in 2 different weight classes and all that. McGregor was basically stripped of the featherweight title because of his inactivity in that division and given to Jose Aldo. McGregor decided to take time off because of his first child being born. He would fight Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match August of 2017, and Mayweather TKO'd him. McGregor was actually stripped of the UFC lightweight belt in 2018 due to inactivity, and Khabib was named it. So it would be McGregor versus Khabib in 2018 for the lightweight title, but Khabib won on a neck crank in the 4th round. McGregor figured that he would retire, but Dana White thought that it was a ploy to secure an ownership stake in the company. But after a year away in 2020, in January 2020, before the pandemic hit, McGregor would face Donald Cerrone and TKO'd Cerrone. McGregor would retire in 2020, but he was asked to face Dustin Poirier at UFC 257 in January 2021. But he got TKO'd by Poirier and was given a medical suspension after the knockout. Well, McGregor would face Poirier again, like a few days ago at UFC 264, and lost because he broke his tibia. So basically, his background's good, but unfortunately, he's got a bit of a temper on him. Got in trouble with Brooklyn police after he was smashing a few buses. So yeah, so like him or not, he has been a fantastic fighter and all that. Like, it was amazing. He's been in the EA Sports UFC stuff, of course. Conor has 3 kids, Conor Jr., Croya, and Ryan. And he's a Catholic, of course, being from Ireland. Has some business ventures. Of course, the bus attack at UFC 223 and all that. It's amazing that, he didn't go to jail and all that. He's been in trouble for basically being himself, I guess. So he's 22-6 in his fighting career. So yeah. He was in Cage of Truth, losing a few times. People forget that. But anyway, he's given MMA a voice of combativeness, if you may. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.